Greetings to everyone on our channel. Today we have an extremely interesting and controversial topic that has stirred not only the world of show business but also public opinion as a whole. This will be about Sean Diddy Combs, who recently found himself at the center of a high-profile scandal. He is accused of organizing sexual orgies known as freakoffs and a number of other serious crimes. And most importantly, today we will find out whether he is truly guilty or if all the accusations are exaggerated. Many are wondering if Diddy can be released after such accusations. I promise that by the end of this video, you will know all the details and be able to draw your own conclusions. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up. It helps our project grow. My name is Yura and you are on the Celebrity Reporter channel. Let's start with the news. What are freakoffs? This term became known to the general public during the accusations against Diddy, referring to sex orgies in which, it is alleged, the victims participated. According to the investigation materials, these events took place on Diddy's private property. During the March raid, a large stash of massage oil and lubricants was found at his home. Why did this become such a big scandal? The thing is that the charges include not only organizing these orgies but also transporting people for prostitution. This crosses the line between a lifestyle and a real crime. But as the defense claims, everything that happened was part of his personal life and there is nothing criminal about it. Now let's move on to the defense's position. Diddy's lawyer, Tenny Geragos, claims that what the public considers disgusting or immoral is not always a crime. A lifestyle and participation in such events do not mean that a person has committed a crime, she states. Moreover, she emphasizes that the government has failed to provide evidence that anyone participated in these freakoffs against their will. Another interesting point is that the defense carefully avoids comparisons with figures such as Jeffrey Epstein or R. Kelly, pointing out that there are no allegations of crimes against minors in the Diddy case. This may work in Diddy's favor, as the Epstein case shocked society precisely because of the involvement of minors. But what are the real chances of the defense winning? It all depends on whether they can prove that all participants in these events were of legal age and gave their consent. However, the situation is complicated by a number of other factors which we will discuss a little later. Let's see what the public thinks about this. If you go on social media, you can find a multitude of opposing opinions. For example, one of the most popular comments on YouTube states, "This is just another example of how the rich and powerful escape punishment for their crimes." Indeed, this opinion is widespread among many users. They are confident that Diddy, possessing vast financial and political resources, will be able to avoid punishment. However, there are those who support the defense's position. Some commentators are convinced that these accusations are merely exaggerations, created by the media to provoke a reaction. As an example, why should we believe every word of the accusations if there is no clear evidence of violence or coercion? These people believe that everyone has the right to a private life. And if all participants of the event were in agreement, there is no crime. It is interesting to discuss how this will affect Diddy's career. We have already seen numerous examples of celebrities accused of sexual crimes completely losing their reputation. R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein are just the most high-profile examples. The question is whether Diddy will be next. On one hand, if the court finds him guilty, it could mark the end of his career. On the other hand, we have seen many such personalities bounce back after scandals, especially if they manage to avoid prison. Will this be the case for Diddy, allowing him to return to the stage and once again? Will he delight us with new projects or is his career over forever? Now let's delve into the legal side of the issue. How do US laws operate in such cases? Diddy is accused of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transporting people for the purpose of prostitution for such crimes. Severe prison sentences are anticipated. If he is found guilty, he could spend decades in prison. However, at this stage, the defense is focused on proving his innocence. There is a high likelihood that they will attempt to strike a deal with the prosecution to reduce the charges and penalties. In any case, the outcome will depend on a multitude of factors, from witness testimonies to evidence presented by the prosecution. Personally, I believe that such cases will always attract attention because they involve famous people. We live in a world where every scandal turns into a media spectacle. And Diddy was no exception. On the other hand, if he is indeed guilty, it is a matter of justice, and he should be punished by law. However, it is important to remember that the court is not a place for a show but for uncovering the truth. And now I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Diddy deserves punishment, or are all these accusations exaggerated? Well, let's wrap it up here. As you can see, the situation is extremely ambiguous and predicting the outcome of the case is difficult, but one thing can be said for sure. This is yet another example of how celebrities find themselves at the center of high-profile scandals, with their fate being decided in front of the entire world. Be sure to leave your comments under the video, subscribe to the channel, and give a like if you found it interesting. See you in the next videos.